Doggy who?
I hate doing intro, but what's good, YouTube? We're doing another video of our top 5 bingeable animes. And to start us off, we got a mine.
Alright guys, so the anime that I chose, you'll be able to find on Netflix now, but the anime is called Erase. It's about a 29-year-old man named Satoru. He kind of grew up having this ability of his where it takes him a few seconds back from any moment that he was currently in, and whatever time frame that it happens, there's something that he has to kind of figure out because it's gonna lead into some type of bad situation that he can solve. As time goes on, he gets sent back 18 years back into the past in order to prevent some events that leads to both the death of his mother and the kidnappings of certain people when he was in the 5th grade. It's 12 episodes, so it's pretty simple. I found it pretty binge watchable. I finished it in 2 days. I really enjoyed it because it has a good suspense factor. I was able to kind of pick up on who the killer was, but it was still enjoyable to watch, especially seeing all the events that led up to the situation and kind of the anticipation of certain scenes, especially like we had mentioned with the death of his mom, and then some things that you do notice kind of changes as time goes on, especially with the anime. But nonetheless, I enjoyed all the characters. The characters are really nice. The main character himself, you start to see more of a good character development, I would say, especially since he started owning up to this ability of his to go back in time.
Nah, yeah, Erase is just it like you hit it on the nail. It's one of those like hidden gems, low key, that you don't regret watching. You really hit everything on the nail. There's nothing much I can really add to that, low key. But if you like mysteries, Scooby-Doo style, you'll like Erased.
Anime style,
you're right, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. It looks like it's a pretty good watch. I haven't got around to actually seeing it, but it does look like it's really good to watch, though.
Mm-hmm.
So it's ReZero, but better.
That was pretty good. I'm like, it's something I'd watch. That's pretty good. And for our next one, we got Khalil.
Me. So my selection, I decided to go with an anime called Anahana the Flower we saw that day. It's a real short anime. It's about 11 episodes long. Came about 10 years ago. Brief synopsis about the series. It's about a young girl who came back as a ghost. So right now she's trying to figure out how to cross over into the promised land. She's enjoying her fun with her friends, and she honestly doesn't want to go because she doesn't want the fun to stop. And she also passed at such a very young age, and none of the friends actually know who she is or how she's there except for the main character, because he's the main character. Of course, he has to be the person who interacts with her the most. And once they end up becoming aware of her existence, that's when jealousy starts coming up, because it's like, how come only you can speak to her? Okay, maybe you're just making this up. And as the story keeps getting deeper, you see that it's more than just about, oh, our friend died, we're just not going to talk anymore. Like, there's a lot more drama involved. Everyone has their own personal problems. And just when you think one person doesn't feel some type of way, someone else has skeletons in their closet. So it's a pretty fun watch. It's more of a drama, if anything. It's not what we're used to as far as action or anything like that. But as far as a story, it's pretty good.
Okay. Doesn't have like no mystery or anything to it, right? Because dealing with a ghost kind of sounds like
I would say it's a mystery. No, there's honestly no mystery. It's mostly pretty straightforward. It's just them trying to figure out how to get her to cross over, even though she really doesn't want to.
Gotcha.
Dang, it's tough.
Having fun playing with their poltergeist friend.
Yeah, it was actually the 10-year anniversary this month, actually. So I don't know if I think I saw that they had like a project coming up. I don't know if it'd be like some kind of movie or an OVA, but the characters do appear older. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but as far as I'm concerned, the story is definitely closed. So we'll see. Maybe it'll just be something fun that they'll make.
All right. I see you watching the anime, Casper, but we're going to move on. And for our next my bad. Before our next choice is my choice, which is I picked Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone is about our main character, Senku. is trying to save everybody from after being turned into stone. It's about a genius that's pretty much like creating modernized technology from like in the Stone Age and stuff like that. So I think it's a bingeable watch as far as like the way it looks and the story and everything. And the fact that there's so much, you can pretty much learn stuff how to make certain things and like chemicals and stuff like that if you're really into like that science, like into science and chemistry and stuff like that. So I think that's my reason for thinking that it's a bingeable watch.
All fun and games with somebody out here trying to learn how to make TNT.
Hey, but at least he don't teach you how to make TNT, or does
cola.
He definitely does.
All right.
They recommend for you not to try it at home at the end of every episode.
They definitely did try.
I mean, your discretion is advised. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's a pretty good bingeable watch to me, and I like the fact that it was science, but it was more so of it had other components to it that made it really good, like the war part and other things like that.
Yeah, that's about to say, I can definitely agree with you. I think what made it bingeable to me was the fact that it was kind of different from the normal anime that I kind of watched as shonen, because it's science and the stuff that they're saying actually makes sense and can be made. It's not like they're just BSing with the ingredients or materials that they're using to make it, which was kind of interesting to me, especially like we mentioned the Coca-Cola and the ramen and all that, seeing that you can actually make it from just some stuff that you have outside.
And ramen.
I thought that was cool. Yeah, that's true. And it's got 2 seasons, so I mean, obviously it's doing something, right?
Yeah, and
it's
a pretty good watch.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, anytime you can actually bring fun into learning stuff, that's how you know you can actually hook the viewer. Because to be honest, I never cared for science, but seeing it actually get exaggerated like it is in the show and all that, I actually like Dr. Stone because of that in itself. It's really informative.
I agree.
Right. All right. And for our next one, we got Ruben.
Me. All right. So, for mine, y'all know we couldn't do a bingeable watch anime top 5 tier list, whatever, without mentioning Cowboy Bebop. One of the greats, one of the classics. Only 26 episodes, and basically everybody know what it is. It's held its own all these years, even with how old it is. But in case you don't know what it is, in the year 2071, humanity has colonized several of the planets and moons of the solar system, leaving the now uninhabitable surface of planet Earth behind. The Intersolar System Police attempts to keep peace in the galaxy, aided in part by outlaw bounty hunters referred to as cowboys. The ragtag team aboard the spaceship, Bebop, are 2 such individuals, i.e. Cowboy Bebop. And this anime has action, gun game, fight scenes, suspense, thrill. It's just this one's definitely great. People still talk about it to this day, and it came out in was it in the 90s? I want to say.
Yeah, it's definitely an old
so.
anime. I'll say that. I mean, it's been so relevant that they're even trying to make a live action. So when an old anime is still relevant to this day to get a live action, then that means it's still got a wave of fan base that still enjoys it to this day. So I can definitely say it's enjoyable. I gotta say that synopsis is quite interesting.
Yeah, even though the live action gonna be buns, but we're not gonna talk about that.
We surely not. You just watch the anime.
Yeah, but nah, Spike is a phenomenal main character. You don't see a lot of those nowadays. I think they did that right with him.
All right, and we're about to go into our last one, but before we do that, we're gonna go into our honorable mentions. We have Shield Hero, Assassination Classroom, Skate AD Infinity, No Game, No Life. That sounds pretty cool. And we have Death Note.
Ooh-wee.
All right, let's get back to the video. And for our last one, we're gonna have Mike.
All right, so for the last pick, I wanted to choose another one of those weird hidden gems, but I'm going Vinland Saga. Quick synopsis: Vinland Saga is basically about a young boy named Thorfinn and his journey in Vinland, which is what the show's named after. I don't want to spoil it too much, but it is a revenge story, but it's a revenge story done right. Not like that game that came out. And yeah, I feel like any other way I go, I'll end up spoiling it. But just check out the rating for Vinland Saga. It's rated pretty high. And it's not a shonen. It's a seinen. Only about 24 episodes, and it came out 2 years ago. So summer 2019. So I think this is another one of those ones that you should check out. It has great animation, fights, story. It's honestly, it has about everything but love yet, because it's only one season out. But 24 episodes, I think y'all should check it out.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. I think it's a shame that, it was advertised on Amazon and not everywhere else. Because it definitely would have got a lot more love, I feel like, especially for it being in the Viking period. Like, that's a really good twist to see. What were you going to say, Ann?
I was only going to say, if you're really into the Viking culture, then you should definitely watch Vinland Saga, because it's really accurate. When it comes to the Viking culture and like what they actually did, the pillaging, the killing, the sieges, all that stuff is pretty much spot on. Like it's pretty much like it's telling stories from real life and like actual culture, which is what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
and I think they have pretty good interesting characters too.
Yeah,
It's also not a happy anime for anyone that's wondering. A lot of death.
Yeah.
Revenge done
Yeah.
right.
Facts.
You'll know when you see trees.
Hate you. I really do.
Get them out of here.
We'll be running auditions for another A Karma. Your name starts with an A or an alias. I don't even care. You can start with a P. We'll call you A. Just line up, please. We gotta get this guy out of here. That's it.
I'm about to use your line. You can't replace me.
All right. But this guy. But that's going to end it for this video. Hope y'all enjoy the video and all that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. Those spill. Let me get out of here. Peace.
If you guys have any top bingeable anime, make sure you put it in the comment section below.
Did you just
Don't.
tisk?
Just